Hi all, welcome to John's Model Making. Today I've got the Titanic for you. Long time no see. There we go, two stages today, 177, 178. And I've also got the replacement PCB, of course, and the replacement part for 179, so we can crack on with this. Got 14 stages altogether before it's completed. I did actually unpack 190, have a look at the plaque, and it looked superb. I don't know why I did that, but I did. The PCB, I have put it on my community posters. The only difference is there's a few discrete components on the PCB and the colour of the PCB. One is green, one is blue. When I used to be into electronics, the green one meant leaded solder and the blue one meant you use unleaded solder. I don't know whether that's changed or not, but anyway. Let's start with 177 and the PCB. So here we have the replacement PCB. It's the blue one. There we go. There's not much difference. There's a few discrete components added to it. So that's the new one, the replacement, and that's the original. Right, I'll get that into place now. Okay, I'll pop the engine on its side. Make sure you cushion it on a nice piece of cloth or a towel or whatever. There's the PCB. All we need to do is put in the connections M, G and S once we get this into place. I did leave the screws, if you remember rightly, in the posts, so I can just pop the screws back in and then we can plug it in, get the connections together, and we're basically done. And then we can get the bottom on. There we go. Get the bottom on with BP screws. There we go. There we want G, which is over here. That is G. That is M, which is this one. That just leaves S. There we go. Brilliant. Right, make sure that goes there for the battery box. Right, so that is for the battery, so that needs to stay there. Then we can put the base on. There we go. Get that lined up. And we have 8 BP screws for this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I don't think it matters which one we start with. There we go. Excellent. Right, let's pull this back over. There we go. That looks beautiful on its stand. And all I need to do is to pop the battery box back in. There we go, it's a connection. Slides of them 2 slots. And then it's a case of pop the cover on. There we go. You know about the magnets on that one anyway. So there we go. That is the replacement PCB, and that is how she looks after issue 176. I must make sure we get these in the correct positions. Yeah, for when we start putting all the components into place. So there we go, folks. That is the PCB replaced. The battery box is back in there, and everything is configured as it should be. All these crankshaft pistons are correctly aligned, from what I can see anyway, and yeah, that works perfect. Right, we can now start with stage 177. Okay, we have stage 177 coming in issue 178. We have piston, valve drawers, columns, pin, washer, piston, guide plate, support and screws. Excellent. And in the magazine, the glamorous Conti Biancamano. Excellent read. That looks pretty basic, to be honest. It's a first class cabin as well. There we go. Risen Phoenix, the elegant smoking room. Mysterious cargo. Excellent reading. Parts in this issue, we have the upper and lower walkways. Ooh, right, so we must make sure we get these crankshafts and pistons in the right way, because I think, if I remember rightly, they're delicate, these. Well, they are plastic. There we go. That is completed work. There are the parts. Let's get on with the build. Okay, let's have a look at the parts. There we go, those are the parts. 177A, 177B. Okay, so 177B, I've got all this position as it is, as you can see. I need to pop it under this reversing arm first. There we go, get it over these components, crankshafts. Might be easier if I take that off there. And I think I glued that one on. I think can't get that one off. That container, so what we'll have to do is I'll just bend it over, there we go, like that. That should nestle itself into slots on the columns. There we go. Excellent. But this one can go back on now. That was fiddly. But yeah, that is in place. Just like that. Right, now we've got this piece which will go here. You can see where this fits. On the top, little slots for it. Then the top of the columns, that goes like that. There we go. That squares in. That one's been a little bit awkward. And that one is as well, for whatever reason. There we go. There we go. So it's just a matter of going, pressing these in. There we go, with a rubberish handle. There we go. Then you don't damage any of the paintwork or the plastic. But there we go, that's them all in place. Excellent. Obviously this bottom one is loose, but it doesn't matter, it just fits into the slots. I haven't tried to glue it at all. I don't see the point, because we'll get all the structure on it. That'll keep it nice and configured anyway. There we go, so that's stage 177 complete. Okay, now we have stage 178 coming in issue 179. Valve, cylinder base, columns, piston, washers and screws. There we go. We have got a replacement part for that, which I have now in my stash. And we have in the magazine the Women's Titanic Memorial. There we go. That looks brilliant. Love the magazines. Oh, there's Jack and Rose. Yeah, in the film of course. And now we have the parts. Base for the low pressure cylinder. Valve 1 and valve 2. Drill columns ×2. Pin, 2 short pins have also been supplied. Washer, piston, cylinder base. 178H is a panel. BMJM, XM, WM screws. Right. So we have to make that up first. And yeah. Then we pop it on. Yeah, I should keep these pistons and look like rocker arms in place as well. There we go. That is completed work. There are the parts. Let's get on with the build. Okay, let's get the parts out. Okay, those are all the parts. We need the XM screws. We need to pop these two into 178H. They will go only in one way. It's like D-shaped, just like that. And that one will go into that hole. Definitely pop some oil on this. There we go, brilliant. This one will go exactly the same way. You can only fit it at one end because the other end is circular. It doesn't have a flat edge. Right, bit of a tight on that one. That's better. Pop that back in. There we go. Excellent. Brilliant stuff. Okay, now we need 178G. There you go. 3 screw holes. That will fit into there like that. Flip that over, and we need BM screws for this. Okay, let's get the 3 BM screws into here. A little bit of oil as always. Okay, there we go. That's the 3 BM screws. Pop all them out of the way. Bring the engine over. Okay, now we got the engine. Now there are 1, 2, 3, 4 lugs that fit into these holes, and that column there, or that piston there we go, sits just like that. Excellent stuff. That's looking cool. Okay, now we need 2 WM screws that go in here and here. There we go, I think they're fully tightened. Okay, now we need to get valve 1, which is this piece. It's got a number 1 on it. I have to pop it through here, and it fits into, there we go. It's like a rock around there. Yep. Hold it with tweezers in the middle. It was putting up a fight for me to get hold of it with tweezers, to be honest. Okay, let's see if we can get the sharp pin into here. Smooth ending first. There we go. Excellent, that weren't too bad. I thought I did have a long pin, but I can't seem to find it. Oh, I needed the other side. Okay, going in a bit of an angle on this one. Right, it has gone through. Just a matter of pushing it in. Yeah. Oh, that has gone in. That went in far too easy. Well, that's pushed through. Excellent. That's the 2 pins in place. Okay, now we need to fit 178F, which is this piece over here. The shallow recess, rather than the deeper one, goes there. And then we put the washer down there, like so. And we fix that with a JM screw. There we go. Excellent. That's looking cool. Brilliant stuff. That's stage 178. Those pins were fiddly. Well, there we go, folks. There is the engine up to now. Whoa, look at that. Heavy is out. Yes. Stage 178. I thought I did have a long pin for 163. But I don't know where it's got to. I thought I did empty one out. I'll have to look back on the video. But the 2 sharp pins weren't too bad. We'll do it again over here on this end of the engine. I'll just show you. Right, if I rotate this a bit. There we go. So it is working fine at the moment. Brilliant. Those walkways. The first walkway was a pain, trying to get it over these pistons. But you saw what I did. I took the container off. Try and take all 3 containers off makes it a lot easier, because I had to then I then actually bend the plastic over that third one, or whichever one it was. I think it was over. Yeah, it's this one here. Yeah, so there is some flexibility in the plastic, so that made it easier for me, but this one I took off, and yeah, that did make it easier. But there we go. Yeah, I think it's gonna come on great, this. Brilliant. So there we go, that's 177 and 178. Yeah, I was dreading it a little bit, especially with those pins, but just take your time, you know, push them in as far as you can. That one on that side went in quite easy, but on this side there is just a little bit sticking out, so I think I'll get some thread lock and just tap them at the end, make sure that they can't drop out at any time. That wouldn't be good if they did, would it? Anyway, there we go. I hope you did enjoy that. Thanks for tuning in and watching. Stay safe, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.